So in this episode of What's Inside, I'm going to be looking at a wireless helicopter controller. This moves it up and down, makes it twist. This can move it forwards and backs, and these two are control. This guy's different than a lot of other ones because it actually has a RF instead of IR that some other ones do. It's pretty simple. There's not very many buttons and stuff. There's this power LED. There's actually a switch under here, but you can't access it. And there's a power switch. On the back, there's a 4 battery container. And nothing else on the back, just grippy stuff. So this comes apart relatively easy with these 4 screws in here. Now that I've taken off all the screws, this back piece just lifts off. There is a wire though. This wire connects it from the battery to the control board inside. From the back, all you can see is this chip here, which actually has its model number scraped off. These 2 power leads I think are supposed to be soldered here, but we're just cut in there and soldered on there. You can see there's another board that does the actual RF. This antenna piece just lifts off, and you can see it's the actual antenna inside it. Also see a little bit of the wire. So there's 4 screws holding on this board. With all the screws removed, this piece also just lifts off, but it has a connected to a switch and a couple of things. On this side, you see all of these switches that actually go through here. They connect via these little things that push the switches and go on just like this. And these are what adjust to trim, so you can change what the 0 point on this would be. Next thing is these are little joysticks. These covers come off pretty easily, and there's a mechanical switch, so when you push on it, it goes click right here. On the sides, you can see those 2 potentiometers that move whenever you move this, depending on which way you move it. So it has that feel. This guy's difference on this one is there's no spring, so if you put it up on full power, it will stay there and not go back to 0. On this side, you can see a couple more things. You can see the little wireless adapter, 2.4 gigahertz. See this switch, which is the power switch. This switch is covered up and you never see it. I don't know why they did that. It must have been for like a higher end model. This is a piezo buzzer, so it can beep at you whenever something happens. And there's a little power LED soldered on here. Overall, it's a pretty simple circuit, built relatively cheap other than this little board that attaches, which looks relatively well built with a standard micro and connector base.